So hey you guys, it's your girl Glamazante and I'm back with another video. And today's video is going to be all about my Halloween costume. This year I decided to be Marge Simpson. And what you see from the look head to toe, I did it all on my own and it'll be displayed in this video. So if you guys are interested in this look, definitely stay tuned until the end. Okay, girl, so let's get into it. I had a lot of things that I needed for this. Check the description because I actually have them check the description because I actually have everything listed below. Most of these I was able to get off Amazon, so that'll help you guys out. Just use my QR code on the top of the screen or just check the description. Now, this is 3 different types of wig cap, but the first one that I showed you guys in the pink one is the one that seemed to be the most sustainable one with using it to do this wig. Now I had 2 different types of 27 pieces that I could use, the darker blue Empire one or the Milky Way one, but I ended up going with the Milky Way one because I just felt like the color was a lot more bright, vibrant, and it gave a little tacky look. And the Simpsons to me gives kind of tacky. This was the most pivotal moment in my career of making wigs. Okay, so y'all remember when I did a Babs wig and I had to use like manila folders and all those kinds of things. So I had the bright idea of using chicken wire. I don't know where the idea came from, but it just made the most sense. So I ordered me some chicken wire off of Amazon. And then this is me cutting it with my wire cutters because it's very, very strong. And I'm going to put it in a circle. And this is ultimately going to be the base, which helps for the wig to have that height. Now, to go ahead and seal and close in the circle, I ended up using some zip ties or tie wraps, whatever you want to call it, because it just seemed to make the most sense. I didn't want to glue it or anything like that. I needed something that was going to be a super strong base. So I just put the first one on and you guys see how it looks. And it honestly held it. So I just proceeded to go up where the space is and seal those 2 by using all the tie wraps. And then next, I decided to go ahead and use my little wire cutter things and pretty much just go ahead. Is these called wire cutters? I don't know what type of cutters these are, but they're very, very strong. But I end up using those to cut off the ends of the tie wrap. Now for the top of the wig, I did need to close it up because I didn't want to just have an open circle. So I just kind of took one side from the other side and zip tied it together. And then I kept doing that until it created like a dome shape. And the great thing about the chicken wire is you can kind of bend it in whatever structure you want it to be. So I kept pushing it out. That's why you keep seeing me put my hands in it to give that oval circular shape. And everything is super closed and I can just go ahead and cut off the wraps. Then next, I needed to go ahead and map out how big the circle was going to be on top of my head. And also, when you're putting the circle on in the original clip, you guys see me, I did kind of fill out how big I needed the circle by placing it on my head and taking it back off. That's how I even know how big to make my circle. But right here, I'm seeing exactly where it's going to stay at on the actual wig cap. So I took one of my little colored pencils and just went through and marked that line. So now that when I put it back on the wig head, I know exactly where I need to sew it down the base. And voila, it looks so good, y'all. It was, I ain't gonna lie, it wasn't that hard to do this wig. It was very time consuming, but it wasn't that hard. And now I'm just going to go through with a needle and thread. I'm actually going to use my hair needle and my hair thread because it is a lot more stronger than the, regular thread that you buy for sewing and stuff. This is actually the hair needle and thread I had at the house. And the curved needle made this so much easier because it was able to swoop back through the chicken wire. So I'm just now sewing along the base of that. And now that that's super secure, I needed to test out to make sure that the hair actually was going to glue onto the chicken wire. I've never used it. And as you guys see, the hair glue is not gluing on to the chicken wire. It literally is falling off. So I was like, okay, let me get a bright idea. What can I do to make this like stay? So I came up with using some tulle. This is the same material you can use for like tutus or something. It's like super sheer. And I just sat that on top of it. And then I used some rubber bands to kind of secure it in place because you can kind of see it's like all over the place. I just wanted to make it super simple. I didn't want to have to sew it or nothing like that. I just used the rubber bands and this actually ended up working, y'all. So what I did was go ahead and cut off the access towards the bottom, but I also had to make sure that the rubber bands, I did like 3 rubber bands to make sure that the tower would stay in place. So with all the bundles, it comes a 1-inch bundle, 2-inch bundle, and 3-inch bundle. So towards the bottom, I ended up using 1 inch. And then towards the middle, I did 2-inch. And then when I got towards the top of the tower, I did 2-inch as well. And then in the front of the wig, I ended up using the 3-inch bundle because it is a little bit longer. And then as we go up the tower, I'm going to start using 3-inch because I wanted to kind of, you know, be curly a little bit. Now, I had to get 2 packs of the Milky Way. I probably could have really made it work with the 1 pack, but I just did 2 packs on the safe side because they were only like $12 a pack. But to each his own. If you really want to do 1 pack, you probably can, but I highly recommend doing 2 packs because in the second pack, the only length I ended up really using for the second pack was like a 3-inch. So now, as you guys see, I'm literally gluing right onto the tool. So my actual hair is sticking onto the tool, which is making it perfectly fine because we're going in like a circular motion. So it's securing it. I didn't have any issues with it lifting. And as you go through, you know, you have to glue. The glue isn't dry completely. So you have to use your little blow dryer to kind of make it tacky, and then it'll stay. So you can't just put the glue in and put it and think it's going to stay because it's not going to do that. And then I keep continuing to do this motion until I get to the top of the wig. And then the great thing about 27 pieces are they actually end up coming with like a closure. So with this, I wasn't worried about how I was going to close the top of it because it has like a little circle closure, and I just glued it, put the closure on, and then boom, that was the end of the wig. And then later on, I'm going to do a little bit of shaping just because I wanted to frame my face. Yeah, I'm doing Marge, but you know me, if I'm going to do my Margie look, I want to be sexy. So now I'm just making sure that everything is super dry. And one thing I also forgot to tell you guys, before you actually start gluing your hair onto the cap, you need to put a plastic bag over your mannequin head. That way, when you pull the wig from it, it won't stick to the actual mannequin. It'll stick to the trash bags or the little bags that you have, and you can just pull them apart. This is a crucial step because inside of the wig is going to be wet, and you want it to not really stick to anything. So with the plastic bag, it doesn't stick to plastic. You can just pull that real off easy, and it's no problem. But this is what the wig ended up looking. Super pretty. Next, I had to end up making Marge's dress. Now, Marge really doesn't wear anything but like a long tube top dress that goes all the way down to her ankles. So I already had some green fabric at the house, so I didn't have to spend no money on that. But I did have a tube dress. If you have like a tube dress or a tube top, all you have to do is use that as your pattern. This is going to be the easiest way. This is probably the easiest thing to sew as well. So I just put my weight onto my dress so it won't move. And you can use anything with some weight, books or anything, just to hold it down so it won't move. You can go ahead and cut the outline of the dress, but you need to cut a little bit, maybe like an inch outside of the dress. That way you can have some seam allowance for when you want to go sew it. And then I'm going to pin it because now I'm preparing to actually get under the sewing machine and sew this bad boy up. So that's all I'm doing. I'm doing one seam on one side, another seam on the other side, and then I'm going to hem the top of the dress and the bottom of the dress, basically meaning I'm going to fold it under so you can't see the jagged edges. But that's pretty much all I did with this dress. It was super easy to sew. It didn't take me much time. It was sexy because it actually fitted my body. And girl, them costumes at the store, they just getting worse and worse by the day. So child, I was most likely happy to make this dress, but it's super easy. Like, even if you don't know how to sew, this is like an easy dress to sew, okay? So last but not least, you guys, this is my final look. I did try to do some yellow makeup, but it wasn't really coming off on camera. So I ended up doing my makeup twice. This is the first night I did my makeup because I wanted to test out how everything looked and see what it was giving. And I noticed, okay, you're going to need a lot more yellow in your makeup. So what I did was mix the yellow with my foundation. But the next time I did it, because I did it a second day in a row, and I'll show you guys these clips, it looks so freaking good. Like, everything looked really good for the second day. So I'm glad I did this on the first day so I knew what it was. Also, far as my yellow skin at the top, I honestly went and bought some nude stockings from Walmart, and then I dyed them yellow with some yellow Ritz dye. And this is how it turned out. So pretty much I did all that. And then as far as my jewelry and stuff, I got it from Amazon. Everything will be linked below. So if you guys are interested in the look, complete it. Let me know. Tag me. I love when y'all do stuff. Like, just show me. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to try to start doing more creative stuff. As you guys can tell, I've been getting in my wig bag and making more creative hairstyles. So definitely stay tuned. I love you guys so much. And I really, really, really hope you guys enjoy. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye.
But this is a real find.
Just buy it. You don't have to rationalize everything.
All right, I will buy it. It'll be good for the economy.